What's up, folks? Sean, the Average Angler, coming at you with another video. We've got more of a sustained reel review here. Reel I introduced a few months back. I've got a chance to fish it a little more. This past weekend at Clear Lake, the wind was howling. I mean, it was crazy, which made the fishing really tough to kind of get around, try different spots. But it made for some great reel testing. That was good because prior to my big tournament coming up next month at Clear Lake, I wanted an opportunity to test some reels out because I won't just go put them out there on game day without fishing them and testing them. Now, the reel I'm talking about here is this Shimano Scorpion DC. This is the 151 HG, which is a 7.4 to 1 gear ratio. I was really impressed with the way the DC performed, and I'll get into that a little bit more with you here in a bit. I just want to show you some of the reel because it's a really beautiful reel and lots of detail. When you get the Scorpion, it is the Japanese version. You'll see there's a Scorpion here on the tension knob. It's got the red highlights on the knob here, then also here and here, just kind of spruce the reel up a little bit. The only thing I don't really like about it, but I can easily fix or change, if you will, is the reel handle is pretty small. Here is a 200 Scorpion MD, and that handle is about 4 millimeters longer. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it feels different in your hand. One thing I will say, when I buy a reel, if you've watched some of my Daiwa which reel to buy video, you'll know that I buy a reel for specific use, and the DC's no exception. The DC I purchased for casting baits that can be troublesome in the wind. Sometimes A-rigs, for instance, buzz baits, spinner baits, something that's flapping in the wind that can get pushed around a lot or pushed back at you, and boom, your reel blows up and it's done for the day. If you enjoy the content, subscribe down below. It really helps the channel and it's free. Appreciate you. I really saw a need to eliminate that, especially if you're going as a non-boater. So if you're going in your friend's boat or you're going in a tournament and you're fishing as a co-angler, I really felt that it's necessary to try and maintain my equipment to the best of my ability. Now, the best way to do that is to start out with the proper stuff. Now, little tip, I usually carry 2 extra reels with me, even when I go as a non-boater, just in case I need to have a different pound test for something, or if I have a reel malfunction caused by user error, or if it just happens to be a manufacturer's error, who knows? The reel performed magnificently, and I threw some of these lighter glide baits with it. I bought quite a few of those, by the way. The Okasana Slide, the IU Twitcher, while these have some weight to them, they're also bulky, so they can get pushed around in the wind a little bit, especially when it's a 40-mile-an-hour wind or 30-plus-mile-an-hour wind. One thing you don't want to run into is a fear of casting to where you want to cast, due to the wind anyway. Okay, if there's other reasons you have a healthy fear for throwing in certain areas, it's understandable. But for wind, I don't want the wind to be a deciding factor on me putting my bait in an area that it needs to be put. I felt it worth a try. Now, I mentioned that I'm a Daiwa guy too, and I have a ton of SVs. There's one there. I love the Daiwa Tatula SV. I didn't get rid of them. I'm still fishing them. I just added some Shimanos. I just feel What happened to my scale here? Don't tell me the battery's dead. I wanted to get you a weight on that 151 HGDC, 7.6 ounces. Just for reference, this is a 200 Scorpion, 7.4. So the 200 is lighter. Now, the reason I think I can pretty much look at these and tell you they are the same size, reel, but you got the additional braking components in here. And then if you look at the spool, how deep it is on the 151, nowhere near as deep as on the 200. So from what it looks like, they really just, other than some cosmetics that are a little different, it's just a little different spool. Very similar to that of an SV, much shallower spool here. But it will serve the purpose of what I want to do with it. Now, I'm probably going to be throwing 16-pound to 18-pound Sunline shooter on this. Like I said, my intention is to throw these glide baits. Obviously, I like to be able to throw other things too. So if I'm using 16 or 18, most likely 18, I can use it for a lot of other things as well. I can use it for chatterbaits, spinner baits, buzz baits I usually throw with braid, but I could also do that. So the reel, like I said, has been phenomenal. It's a great looking reel. And one of the things I really like, and it's set in it right now, if you can see it, the W setting, which only comes on the Scorpions, which is for wind. The regular Corrado DCs and the others don't have that. So that is an extra setting for the wind. Now, one thing I will say, and why I prefer to buy reels for what I want to use them for, is because for pitching to cover, I don't like this. I don't want the extra braking. Now, you can turn it off, but then I'm just wasting money. Right? I could have gotten a different reel that was better suited for what I wanted to use it for less money. And quite honestly, a lot of the times I just use a Daiwa Tatula for that stuff. I clean them when I get them. I put some good oil in them. Here's the oil I use. Lightning Lube, high-speed oil. Got it off a Tackle Warehouse. It's phenomenal stuff, folks. And one thing I will say is a lot of times reels, when you get them, they're over lubed. These Shimanos are no exception, okay? If you look at, if you can see, I don't think you can, but the worm gear here is like just covered, and I can feel it, you know? I can feel a little sticky. I'd expect this to turn a little better, and it will once I clean it and re-lube it. Sometimes you will find that there's a ton of extra grease in there, and it's not necessary, folks. It's going to cause you more problems than good. I'm not using this in the salt water, so I don't need to be over greased and over oiled. The reel will perform much better when it's clean and done properly, okay? Which means you don't have oil and grease all over everything in there. That's not what it needs. One thing I will say, when you're oiling the bearings, it takes a little bit for it to wear in and get coated all up on there. A little bit meaning, you know, a few casts typically, or you can mess around with it like me in my garage here. Prior to putting some line on it, you can just free it and spin it, then spin it, free it, spin it, and before you know it, it'll be in there. I can tell you for a fact that I've gone out and done this. I do this all the time now, unless I'm just testing. If I'm just testing, a lot of times it's straight out of the package. I'll put line on it and go fish it. But when I'm ready to commit to it and I know what I'm going to use it for, I will take this apart, I will clean it, re-lube it, put it back together, and it's way better. I can't tell you guys, it's very simple. You don't need to take everything apart to do this. I don't mess with the gear side of things. I open this side up, I pull the spool out, get to the bearings, clean all the lube, grease off, that kind of thing. Re-oil my bearings. Just a drop. All you need is a drop, and let it soak in there a little bit. When you put it back together, rotate it, get it moving some, it'll get down in those bearings, get where it needs to go. And that lube just works really, really well for me. It lasts a long time. My reels are clean. Like I said, I'm not a saltwater fisherman, and I don't fish a whole lot of brackish water. So we don't have to worry about some of those things. I do check my reels annually, but a lot of times you can tell by fishing them, as you'll start to notice they're not casting quite as well. Or if you hear the little bit of noise, telltale sign. Okay, so the DC is a winner in my mind. It is different than an SV. I have not tried skipping with it yet. I'm excited about it. I don't know if it'll skip as well as the SV for me. We'll see, because the braking systems are a little different, and I expect just a little bit of overrun, but then the bait to pull it out. So we'll see how the DC works for that, but it's a winner for wind. I have a feeling it's going to be a winner for skipping. Don't know yet. The SVs are phenomenal for me for skipping. I've been skipping with them for a long time, so I'm used to them. I don't really need something different for that. But if you want to learn how to skip and you're not good at skipping now, I will say this is an option for you to use. I've heard they're phenomenal. And skipping allows you to put baits in areas that other people can't. So it's a great technique to learn. If you want to learn, go back and check out my video called "This is All You Need to Learn to Skip." It's very simple. You can do it at home and start getting the feel of what you need to do and that motion. And before you know it, you'll be skipping like a pro. All right? Thanks for watching. I'm Sean, the Average Angler. We'll see you on the next one.